So this is a continuation of our Michael Mulgrew visiting the retired teacher chapter in Florida. This is video 6. Let's roll to the videotape.
You want to save $600 million, but yet you have billions and billions of dollars, and you're not fighting for that? Yeah, okay, well, he's not answering anybody.
If it was answered. Sir, the idea was that we do this and we just take our retirees, we keep them safe forever, moving them there, and we take them out of any discussion about going into the future with anything about premiums.
My doctors don't want to take any Medicare Advantage program.
Sir, I appreciate that. Yes, I do. Listen. I live, eat, and breathe this stuff all day long. As an English teacher in Brooklyn, I did not think I would have to learn all of this stuff about how the healthcare industry works, but what was required for the union made us go there. And it's not just retirees, we're also doing in-service, same thing, an RFP. We're doing a very aggressive RFP, and we might be doing that, but we're doing it under the same conditions. One, insurance companies, you talk to us. Hospitals, you negotiate with us. We get all the information. We get everything. Because that's the strategy that will protect all of us until there's federal intervention to stop this healthcare industry. And that's both.
So that's a little ridiculous. First of all, Medicare eligible retirees weren't in a commercial healthcare plan where they had to worry about insurance companies skyrocketing costs and overcharging the city or the government or anything. They are Medicare. It is a federal public health benefit. You said you wanted to protect them from the insurance companies, but you just took them out of the protection of the federal public health benefit of Medicare, and you put them in the hands of a for-profit insurance company that becomes the gatekeeper between the patient and the doctor. And it puts all of the prior authorizations and the control of the plan in your hands, which nobody trusts, because you have basically imploded healthcare in the city of New York. We were safe until you tried to take control of a federal public health benefit that doesn't overcharge the government because they are the government. Medicare Advantage overcharges the government at a minimum of 4%. And then, of course, then there's the upcoding, wherein Aetna is one of those companies that the government reduced in order to get money back because Aetna overcharged them. $25.5 million they were trying to claw back from overcharges from wrongful upcoding from the company. Upcoding is where Aetna comes and says, oh, I went to Marianne's house, that healthy home visit that they wanted, that you allowed them to put in the contract. We went to Marianne's house and Marianne is a higher risk than what we thought, so we're going to need more money. Where does that come from? Your tax dollars, American tax dollars. Michael, this makes no sense. What you were trying to do, it wasn't to protect Medicare eligible retirees, protect them from premium. You were selling them off to cover your premium because you misspent the stabilization fund. Because in 2014 and again in 2018 and a bunch of whole years before, as we've laid out in several of the health insurance stabilization videos, the union leadership of specific unions like the United Federation of Teachers and District Council 37 allowed the stabilization fund to be misused for purposes it was not created for, like the 2014 teachers contract. Teachers deserve a raise, Michael, but not by using a fund that was solely created to pay for health premiums, not to fund raises and collective bargaining. You misused a fund, and when it was running low on cash, in order to not pay premium for your active workers and the under 65 retirees who were on your same plan, you chose to take from your most vulnerable population, your senior citizens and your disabled, and you migrated them, auto-enrolled them, forced them into a managed healthcare plan that many of their doctors and hospitals don't take, and you put the destiny of their life into the hands of you, the Municipal Labor Committee, and for-profit insurance. They were safe. Their premiums would never have gone above the HIP HMO. They would never have been paying premium, ever. Tell the truth, Michael, really. We're going to keep doing these. I got plenty of more tape. This is number 6. Listen, guys, for all of those that are listening, if you're a retired UFT, you have a retired UFT chapter coming up. Your voice must be heard. Union leaders that are lying to you, gaslighting you and other labor leaders don't belong in leadership. And this organization will do whatever it can to keep educating those and empowering you to fight back. You're lied to and you're being taken advantage of. Investigate everything we're saying. Fact check everything we're saying. Learn the difference. Michael Mulgrew can't argue that the city should not be privatizing public education and then privatizes public health. Michael Mulgrew should not be taking Medicare eligible retirees out of a healthcare plan that is a federal public health benefit with a small senior supplement that only pays, city supplement that only pays for 20% of their healthcare, by an insurance company that is nonprofit and union, OPEIU 153, and then forces you into a for-profit insurance company that is non-union, and then puts your healthcare in his hands. Because if he ever needs to extrapolate more value out of that healthcare plan, he's going to make that plan more expensive for you. Increase copays, prior authorizations, higher deductibles, and more prior authorizations, because he's been doing that to your plan for a long time. Listen to what we're saying. We told you last year they came after us. We told you to get involved. We also told you to stay alert that they were doing an RFI and then an RFP on your plan. He guaranteed 10% in savings in your healthcare plan with everything rising with inflation. How is Michael Mulgrew going to guarantee the city 10% in healthcare cost savings? I'll tell you how. He's passing that cost to you. And then he's blaming it on everything else but the promise that he made to the city. He and Henry Garrido from DC 37 and Harry Nispoli from the Teamsters Sanitation Men's Union did that, and then got all the other locals to agree. Check it out.